Hello everybody, and welcome back to my sunroom here in East Tennessee on this beautiful June afternoon. I wanted to share with you the blooms of my beautiful Zen Chin Diamond, and I was going to go over some fertilizing tips and also some questions that appear pretty regularly on my channel about fertilizing. I'm going to try to give you all some really pretty things to look at while I talk about this, because my sister doesn't grow orchids, but she has listened and watched to every single one of my videos ever since the beginning of Orchid Whisperer. And she asked me one day, she said, would you please, during your fertilizer videos, when you're talking about parts per million and TDS meters, would you just give us something really, really pretty to look at? And I thought, sure, because there's two parts to growing orchids. There's the beautiful part, like blooms, and then there's the scientific part of it. And if you're growing orchids and you're getting the desired results, then that is the most important thing. If you're growing orchids and you're not getting the results that you want, then you kind of have to start going back and taking a more scientific approach to things. I grew orchids for several years without a TDS meter. Did my orchids do very well? Not long term, no. They would get nutrient deficiencies and I wouldn't know why. And so when I started taking a more scientific approach to how I fertilize them, they just took off. I kind of enjoy the process now. Used to, I thought, oh my goodness, what is a parts per million? And what in the world is a TDS meter? I'm just being honest with you here. Since I have learned how to use these tools, my orchids grow on a whole completely different level. If you don't have a TDS meter, I highly recommend you get one. They're not very expensive. I don't know what I would do without mine. I use mine all the time. You make sure that you're not making mistakes. When you're mixing up your fertilizer, I highly recommend that's all you do. When you're mixing up your fertilizer, keep your eyes on the prize, because it's like a recipe. If you put too much of something in a cake recipe, it is not going to work. Same with a fertilizer recipe for your orchids. So I highly recommend you get a TDS meter. It will revolutionize the way that you mix up your fertilizer. So this video, I'm going to do some things a little bit differently. I'm going to place my recipe that I use down in the description box so that you will have that and that you'll be able to bookmark it and come back to it when you need. I have been asked several times on some older videos, and I've actually had some people ask me this very recently. Do you fertilize any differently when you're growing your orchids in water culture than you do when you're growing in bark or moss? I use the same fertilizer recipe for any type medium that I'm growing my orchids in. Whether they're in bark, in moss, or in water culture, they get the very same fertilizer recipe. There's absolutely no difference. So these two that are growing in water culture just temporarily, I fertilized them today with the very same thing that I used with my bark orchids. Another question that I get asked pretty frequently is, why do you have to have a TDS meter when you're fertilizing? Because here's the simplest answer I can tell you. If you don't use a TDS meter, what's going to happen is you're either going to be fertilizing your orchids at too high a rate or too low a rate. Or if you switched fertilizers, like let's say you've added CalMag and you've got the Jack's Part A and B like I've been talking about, there is no way that you're going to be able to get that correct if you don't have a TDS meter. It took me a few months to be able to get the recipe right. And I was being very cautious with the way that I was adding all of the ingredients and the nutrients to my water. After you use a TDS meter for a while, you're going to kind of be able to eyeball the amounts that you're putting in. But the amounts of the jacks A and B that you're using are so small that you can mess up on it pretty easily. Another thing is when I shared in a previous video that about 50 parts per million of CalMag for me is about 15 drops per gallon of reverse osmosis water. Well, that is with my dropper, with the size dropper that I use. If you have a smaller dropper than I do or a larger dropper than I do, then that's not going to be right. There's all different sizes of droppers. So when I tell you to use 50 parts per million of CalMag, that's going to change with every single dropper that is out there. If you have a smaller one than mine, it's going to take more drops than that. If you've got a great big dropper, it's going to take less drops. So you see, all these amounts are kind of very specific. If you don't use enough CalMag, it's not going to do you much good. If you use too much CalMag, that's not good either. So this is my TDS meter. It is very easy to use. You just turn it on and it tells you exactly how many parts per million of a solution is in your water. I ordered this one from Health Metric. I've had this one I believe I've had it for about 4 or 5 years. I use it all the time. It is actually a lot of fun to use a TDS meter. You can really get very specific with some of your orchids. Let's say you see that, that you have a nitrogen deficiency with one, let's say. Well, you can tweak that 1500 jacks up just a little tiny bit, and not too much, but a little tiny bit, and you know exactly what you're doing. So it's essential when you're fertilizing with the jacks A and part B. So in general, right now, this is June, and I'm using between 230 to 250 parts per million in my recipe. Like I said, I'm going to break that down for you in the description box below. It is slightly more than what I've been using in the winter. In the wintertime, I used between 160 to 180. The reason why I've increased it is because I've got a lot of light back here. It's much warmer back here in the summer, of course, than it is in the winter. And all of my orchids are in active growth, so to really help that growth reach its fullest potential, you want to use enough fertilizer without overwhelming the plant. If there is a plant that I have, such as my dendrobiums, they are all growing new canes, and that is an entirely new structure on that plant. So instead of giving it a jolt of, say, 500 to 600 parts per million every week, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use 250 parts per million 2 or 3 times a week. And that the roots can absorb that much without them burning. Well, another question I get pretty regularly is, what do I do if my parts per million shows up too high on my TDS meter? I've done that. It's going to take you some time to get used to mixing this in the correct amount. What I do is I use it on my houseplants. I don't throw it away by any means, but if something happens that my TDS meter shows me that I've got like almost 300 parts per million, that's a little bit too much. So I will start over again. And you can just tweak how you do your recipe. What I like to do is I like to use about 2/3 of the amount of the 5-12-26 as I do the calcium nitrate, the 1500. So in other words, if I'm using 120 parts per million of the 1500, that's the calcium nitrate, then I'm going to use 80 parts per million of the 5-12-26. That's the proportion that I like to use. I've had a lot of success with it. And of course, I want to caution you, if you have never fertilized before, then you definitely want to start out with a small amount of fertilizer with your orchids until you get proficient at fertilizing them. And I think this just about wraps up this video. I've gone over a lot of content. Like I said, I will put my recipe down in the description box. And also, if you're wondering, what are you talking about with the CalMag, the seaweed extract, the Jack's Part A and B? I'm going to also place a link in the description box to my video that I actually mixed up the amounts for you back in the winter. And all you're going to need to do is just tweak those up just a little bit. So I will also link that below for you all. And before I end the video, I would love to say the blessing over you and your families and your plants. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you His favor and give you His peace. You all make it a great day, and we will talk to you later.